And welcome back to PRI. This is Prep Recruiting Insider here at NOLA Motorsports Park in Avondale. I'm your coach for PRI, Rick Gailey, along with our Prep Recruiting Insider, Renee Nato. And joining us today is a Hornville orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Keith Melancon. Dr. Melancon, thank you so much for joining us here on PRI.
Great to be here with you, Coach.
Keith, so much to talk to you about. Going back to your playing days at LSU, you were joined in the offensive line, the starting five: Nacho Abogamo, the center; Eric Andosek on the other side at guard; John Hazard, Ralph Norwood with the linemen. And always the coaches would tell me the best technician up front was Keith Melancon, a three-time All-SEC academic. You are meticulous on technique, football IQ. I tell you what, a 240-pound guard. I mean, it's amazing, your story.
Well, I appreciate that. You know, when you're not the biggest guy on the team, you've got to find an advantage some kind of way. So for me, it was kind of living my position and try to go over with the kids nowadays. Little things like when you're going up and down stairs, watch your steps, plan your steps for run blocks or pass blocks. And so it became almost a religion, so to speak. You know, I know we've got some great fans at LSU, and they live it day in and day out. I see it every day now, and you know, most of our players did the same thing. So I was blessed to have a chance to play for such a good team, and I was surrounded by good players. So it was easy to be able to get up there and make Ralph Norwood block the big guy and let me just take one of the smaller linebackers. So I kind of had it easy in some senses on that.
And I remember those LSU teams very well because I was at Tulane in '82, '83, and '84, and those were some incredible athletes at just about every position. They had an NFL player.
Yes, sir, they sure did. Well, I think pretty much everyone on the first team except for me. I went to med school, and then some of the
settled for med school.
Settled for med school. But some of the second team players even had a stint in the NFL as well. So, you know, it's a credit to the talent that Coach Stovall and Coach Arnsparger brought in, as well as to the recreation departments across the state. You know, they produce some good early players. The high school coaches like yourself refine them and then punt them on to the colleges that give them the chance to shine for the NFL.
This is a recruiting show, and you were a starter at LSU, but you walked on. Why did you pick LSU?
I couldn't help it. You know, my first stuffed animal was a tiger. My family wouldn't let me go anyplace else. So, you know, I didn't really have any other offers to consider. I really loved basketball in high school, so I was about 185 when I got through with basketball in February. So, started putting on a little weight after that, and you know, the things that y'all do, Coach, to give kids the work ethic and the drive and just the intestinal fortitude to decide, I'm gonna try it, you know, and not be scared about failure because you've been through it before and you know you survived it. That sort of thing pushed me through. And with Coach Gravetta, I'm sure you remember, and Coach Talamo, they gave us a chance to really get tested. I mean, if I survived their two-a-days, I knew I could survive anything. So, and it kept me busy, so to speak. I didn't spend so much time at the bar as I did on the football field. So it was a good diversion for me, and you know, just with a lot of luck and God's help, things fell right into place. Having a coaching change made a big difference for me because Coach Mangurian came along, and I was starting over fresh, and nobody had any preconceived ideas. Nobody had known that I wasn't even ever recruited there, that I just wanted to go. So it gave me a chance to hone my skills and be part of an evolution in offense that gave me that one little break that I picked up the offense quicker than most. So I got a step ahead of some folks.
And that's some legendary personalities you just conjured up with Steve Gravetta and A.J. Talabo. Oh my goodness, that's some legendary guys. But also, speaking of Tigers, you have two young Tigers that are playing at Hornville. We had Drew on earlier in the show, but you also have another son at Hornville as well. What's that like, being a parent and having to watch from the stands your young ones out there?
Well, it's an interesting thing. I actually get to watch from the sideline because I'm one of the team physicians. But it's different because Drew is so much further ahead of me when I was in high school. And I'm trying to coach him, he doesn't always take it. And Dalton is a quarterback, which I have absolutely no clue what he's supposed to do. So he would probably take the coaching, but I wouldn't know what to tell him. So it's fun. I mean, I'm blessed that I get a chance to be that close to my kids and to be a part of the program like Coach Salt's been doing. You know, we've had good teams before, but you can feel that fire burning now. You know, you feel that energy now is back with them, and it's so critical for those kids that age, young testosterone-laden men, to have that opportunity to get out, work hard, get some of the frustration that comes with, you know, pimples and, you know, all kind of urges and dads that are telling you to go, you know, cut the grass. So it's a perfect opportunity, I think, for all high school young men to get out there and really work out some of that frustration that comes from being an adolescent, you know, and to be that close to them on the sidelines is even better.
You blocked for some high-powered offenses. Tommy Hodgson, Jeff Wickersham was behind you, Dalton Hilliard, Gary James, Harvey Williams. But, you know, even as a doctor, what did you learn maybe from the organizational skills of Bill Arnsparger as a coach and Jerry Stovall?
You know, Coach Stovall was passionate. You know, in medicine, you got to be passionate. If you're just kind of going through the motions, you're really doing your patients a disservice. And Coach Arnsparger was sort of the opposite end of the spectrum. He was a technician beyond all technicians. The first thing he did was sit us all down, make us all watch all the films, and show us where some of the plays couldn't work because we hadn't properly assessed what the defense was trying to do. He was the ultimate strategist. He knew what the weaknesses of the other team were and what our strengths were, and he tried to pair those up. And in the same way, we do that with our patients as well. You know, to expect some of my 350-pound patients to drop down to 200 in a couple of months is crazy. But we try to find some way to make them healthier and get them on the right track, and typically they'll stay on that track. So you know, it's a little bit of both in that the passion goes with, you know, really believing in what you do, but you got to have that knowledge of what needs to be done and what can be done before you can really get, you know, your patients to succeed in what they're shooting for, which is better health.
And there's so many issues that we'd like to be able to discuss, but let's talk about what you've had to overcome. And you've learned a lot of lessons in football, but you had some physical setbacks as well, but you've championed over them, haven't you?
I've been blessed. You know, I was diagnosed with a malignant brain tumor about 8 years ago. And it came in a point in my life where things were just all over the place, and luckily with some of the habits that we formed in high school and in college is that don't even check up. You know, it's like being down by 3 touchdowns in the first quarter. You just get over it. You say, we still got to play the rest of the game. Hopefully we'd come out on top, and I've been blessed that even though I still take chemotherapy and I still get MRIs every couple of months, this tumor's kind of behaving itself. And hopefully it'll do that for a lot longer. But no, it was a awakening, you know, and in some ways it was a craziest sort of blessing because I realized that it's not about me. You know, when this all happened, I was operating and, you know, didn't spend as much time as I should have with the kids or with my wife, and it made me stop for a second and go, this is what's important. Forget all this other stuff.
Good. Well, thank you so much for being with us. That's Dr. Keith Melancon, orthopedic surgeon, Hornville Tiger, LSU Tiger, and now Hornville Tiger sidelines, taking care of all the student athletes there. Thank you so much for being here at NOLA Motorsports Park in Avondale. This is Prep Recruiting Insider. We're going to be right back after this timeout.